Quick question for you. Have you gotten all of your reviews and recommendations from your past clients over the past year? The answer is no. You're missing a huge opportunity because right now in your market, there's a young, aggressive, really strong agent that's rising rapidly. And what they're doing is they're listening to podcasts, they're watching webinars, and they're learning something that is kind of a secret weapon in the market. And they may be beating you without actually beating you. And here's what I mean by that. What happens with these young, aggressive agents, sometimes these millennial agents, is that they're capturing reviews and recommendations, sometimes from even people they haven't actually sold a home to, just satisfied clients that may not have come all the way to fruition. But they are super hyper conscious of getting 5-star reviews from everyone and anyone who will give them to them. They're making sure that those reviews go on all the right places, which I'm going to outline for you. And pretty soon, what can happen is you can have an agent that's only been in the business 2-3 years, but online, they look like they are super experienced. You know why? Because they've stacked up more reviews, more recommendations than the competitor who's actually one of the most ethical, one of the most professional, one of the most productive agents in the market that may have been selling for 20 years, has done 10 times, 20 times, 100 times the volume as this person. But when you look at them online, this agent, this young buck, looks more successful. Don't get beat by one of these agents in the market that doesn't have the same degree of success as you. Or if you're a young agent, take advantage of exactly what I'm saying and start to stack up reviews and recommendations so you can beat the more experienced agents who are too lazy to go out and get reviews and recommendations. So starting point for all of us is to look back at our last year, last 12 months, say, did I get all the reviews and recommendations I could have gotten? If the answer is no, here is a script. I'll put it down below for you to capture a few of those reviews and recommendations that you should have gotten. So here's one. You can say, hey, can you believe it's already been a year or 6 months or 3 months since you bought or sold your home? Crazy how time flies, right? Hey, I was hoping I could ask you to do me a huge favor. You know, my business is built primarily on referrals and recommendations from my friends like you. And I'm hoping you would leave me a positive review, not a negative one, on one or more platforms that I'd love to share with you. If I can just feel free to, by the way, copy and paste as many as you want. But if you don't mind, I'll text those over to you or email them to you. Thank you in advance. This will mean the world to me. So that's my script. It's down below. You can use this to capture those folks that should be already given you a referral. Now going forward, let's have a plan in place for where and how we're going to collect reviews and recommendations. Now, first of all, where do you want these recommendations to go? Which links are you going to be sending them? Now, last year I would have told you, you know what, let's get them on Zillow because that's the #1 search site, arguably. But here's the problem with Zillow. Zillow is coming to eat our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're trying to take your business away from you. They're now entering into every market, joining the MLS system, and they have one goal, and it's not to open a brokerage. Get that out of your head. It's to now take seller leads from you. And the way they're going to do that is they're going to offer to buy clients' homes in your market. They're going to buy very few of them, maybe as little as 1% or probably less. And they're going to take all the other leads they've generated and sell them to agents in your market. So you're not competing, by the way, guys, with the company X or agent X in your market. You're competing with one organization and one organization only for every buyer and now seller lead in your market, and that's Zillow. We're at war with Zillow. We have to win what I call mind share in order to win market share. In other words, when people hear the words real estate, what are they thinking about in your market? Is it you? Is it your company name? Or is it Zillow? To win mind share, we've got to get in front of our clients. We've got to really reach out and put our arms around our spheres of influence and make sure that we're the first point of contact when it comes to real estate. Whole big class we're going to teach you around that. If you hop over to our Path Performance Coaching System, we've actually built an entire coaching platform around that strategy itself. But so, getting back to the 5-star reviews and where I want those to go. Last year, I would have told you to put them on Zillow. This year, I want them to go first on Google Business. And if you don't have a Google Business page, build one. Think about the first thing that you do when you're looking at doing business with a business is you Google that business, right? And then you read the reviews. Our clients do the same thing. It'll help with search rankings, help with SEO, and a lot of other things. So Google Business is where you send people to first. Second is your Facebook business page. Turn on reviews. Third would be the Realtor.com because they're not trying to steal our leads like Zillow is. And fourth would be Zillow. I still got to be there and be present. Fifth would be Yelp. If you don't have a Yelp page, I'd highly recommend you get one. Why do we want to be on Yelp? Because Yelp has higher level clients. When you study Yelp users, they just generally have higher education levels, higher income levels, and when they do business with people, they often look at the Yelp reviews. Last, for bonus points, you might look at LinkedIn as being another place where people can give you a referral or recommendation. Now, when you're doing the referral and recommendation plan that you're going to have for this year that you've talked to with your assistant, your team, your TC, everybody involved, what's that going to look like? I'm going to outline a plan for you here that's going to be really simple to start to implement. Number one is talk about reviews and recommendations prior to closing. So during the process of buying and selling, you're going to have this conversation, which is, hey, when we close our transaction or anytime you're feeling good about my services, I would love to grab a review from you. And you name the spot on Google Business, on Facebook. Can I send you the link, right? Then you could consider adding a PS to your signature. And remember, you can have multiple signatures within your email accounts on Google or Outlook. So you can actually use these when you feel it's like a good time to use it. And that PS, by the way, on your signature line is the first thing that will be read. So for reviews and recommendations, I could just simply say, hey, if you have an extra 60 seconds, I'd love your review of my services here. And then I put the link where I want to send people to. Next, I could talk about reviews and recommendations, of course, at closing when people are on an emotional high. After you've given them the closing gift, and I just say, hey, now that we're to the finish line, I was hoping you might leave me a review of my services so other people can check me out and see if they want to use me too. Can I text you or email you the link? They're going to say yes. Now I'm going to text them as soon as I can. Don't email, just text it. They're going to be much more likely to fill it out, maybe even fill it out while you're waiting for the escrow officer to come in. And then last, follow up a couple days later and ask them again if they forgot to do it. Or you could have your TC trained to send this email out, which again is just going to be, hey, thank you for the opportunity to work with you. As I may have mentioned, my business is built primarily through recommendations and referrals from great people just like you. If you wouldn't mind, your referrals are my highest compliment. Also, if you have 2 minutes, if you could provide me with a review of my services on one or more of the sites below, that would be amazing. And then you list the sites below, right? And by doing that, they are likely to do a review for you. But you got to have consistent asks for this. It might take 2 or 3 or 4. By the way, if you're running a team, you have a TC, you have an assistant, incentivize them for collecting reviews and recommendations for you. Give them an extra few bucks to get those reviews and recommendations. It's one of the number one marketing things you can have in your business model. So there you go, a few ideas today. If you want more ideas, you want to dive deep into your business, you really want to go all in this next 12 months, what are you going to do differently? If you keep doing the same things you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always got. If you're always in that same kind of activity band, that production band, you want to break through, you want to break out, come over and check out the Path Performance Coaching System over at eRealEstateCoach. It's 16 straight weeks of coaching directly with me to help you transform your business into a lead generation machine. And then as you're going through that, we add in 3 live coaching sessions with me every single week, 150 coaching sessions over the next year. We pair that with marketing tools that we're delivering to you, scripts, emails, drip campaigns, presentations, and a brand new relationship with a company that will give you real-time tracking and a real-time dashboard of every single thing that's happening with your business every minute, every second of the day. So if you're interested, come out, check it out, hop over to eRealEstateCoach.com, check out the Path Performance Coaching, sign up, and we're going to give you 2 weeks for free just to test drive the program. Have a great day, good selling. We'll see you next time over at eRealEstateCoach.com.